All right, so today is going to be pretty cool because we're actually going to get the truck kind of stripped down. We're going to get the engine and everything stripped down and get it ready for whenever the heads get done. That way we can just put it back together and we don't have to just tear it down and put it back together in the same day. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to get stuff in the garage a little bit rearranged. I'm going to flip the truck around so the front end is pointed outwards. That way we can actually have as much room as possible to work on the truck. Because with it backwards like this, facing in, there's really not a whole lot of room up in the front to work on it. So as you guys know, we need a lot of room because there's a lot of stuff to take off under the hood, as far as, you know, moving the AC components, taking off the upper intake, taking off all of the, pretty much everything. We're gonna have to drain the fluids, drain the coolant, all that stuff, and get everything out of the way because we're gonna take the heads off the truck. And like I said, we're gonna have pretty much the engine just ready to throw the new heads and new parts on. So I've got new gaskets, I've got timing chain sets, new gears, I've got a new timing chain cover on the way. Was actually supposed to be here last week, but as usual, did not get here. But yeah, we got a lot of new parts to go in the truck, and we're gonna strip it down, get everything freshened up, put a bunch of new stuff in it, and get that all ready. And while we're doing that, we'll be able to kind of tell if the truck has an internal issue, if it's got some kind of you know, cracked head or a failed piston ring, something like that. We'll be able to finally tell and see if you know, if the issues that it's been having is because of an internal issue or something different. Now I know a lot of people have been commenting on those old videos from a couple years ago, you know, telling me what I should look for. My injectors are backwards, stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that I know that we didn't put the injectors in wrong. I'm probably 99.9% sure that we did not, but obviously we'll check that when we get in there and make sure that everything goes back together like it's supposed to. But we just need to get this thing back up and running to where I could just drive it and just continue doing what I was doing with it, continue the build and all the fun stuff, and just get this headache out of the way because it's been going on for a long time. Meanwhile, we've got all sorts of different other new parts. We've got a new grill in this box, and I'm kind of excited about it, but at the same time I'm just like, I don't know if it's gonna, I don't know how it's gonna look, I don't know how it's gonna be. Obviously you guys will see that change you know, later on down the road, or maybe before this video, I don't know. I've got videos kind of lined up everywhere right now, and just because, you know, we're just doing some different stuff to the truck, so you might see that before you see this video, and if you do, obviously we'll figure out how it looks. We've got a lot in store for the truck, as far as, you know, like I said, under the hood goes. You know, all this has to be taken off. Obviously this is easy. You know, you got to take off all your, well, not really take it off, but you got to move all your AC components and just strip everything down to get to the heads. I mean, it's gonna be a little bit of a process, but the whole point in doing this before the heads are done, like I said, is because we're gonna spend the hours doing this today, taking off everything that needs to be taken off, and then we're gonna get to the point where that's already off. We'll just be able to throw the new gaskets in, the new rebuilt heads in, and then just put everything back together. So basically, instead of you know, instead of taking like 2 days to do it, you know, maybe 1 day to strip it down, or you know, whatever it may be, maybe 1 day strip it down, another day to put it back together, or maybe just a whole entire day from like 8 a.m. to midnight taking it, you know, taking it apart and then putting it back together. Just take it apart today, have it ready to be put back together when the new parts and everything are ready. That way it won't take as long. We can get it back up and running sooner rather than later. So that's really the goal, is just to get it done, get it ready, get it going sooner over later. But yeah, I'm gonna potentially try to I'll try to do a time lapse in here of tearing this thing down and getting this taken apart. So yeah, hopefully we got a little bit of something to watch in this video, and we can see the teardown process. Give me the beauty of the stage. Sweetness the aftermath. It is an absolute nightmare of a mess in here. But as you see, the heads are off. So check this out. We've got the whole thing completely stripped down just to the block. I mean, everything's gone, everything's out of the way. At this point, you know, like this took us maybe, I think like 4.5 hours to get here. Give us another hour, we could have the whole entire engine out of the truck. And man, if I had some kind of, you know, even a crate engine or something to put back in, part of me was just like, man, let's just take it out and put a new one in there. Just put a new one in there. You know, and I don't know. I mean, I guess, honestly, I could still order one, I guess, and get that done and put it in there. But yeah, that was some work for sure. I mean, we've you know, taken it down to, you know, the intake and everything before, and that's a little bit of work. But you know, that's as far as we've gone, obviously, and we really can't go much further with stripping the engine down than just getting it down to the block, taking the heads off. Honestly, so here's what the deal is going on with these heads here. This is the driver's side right here, and it doesn't really look too bad. I mean, you can still see the white. I mean, it's fairly clean, especially when you compare it to this one. Passenger side, very, very black compared to the driver's side. This side was running extremely rich, and there's some kind of issue. Could have been head gaskets, maybe still injectors, I don't know. We have to take apart the upper intake, which is sitting right there in the puddle of antifreeze. There's antifreeze everywhere, from the corner over here underneath the LS, underneath the truck. It's going to take me quite a while to get the garage and everything cleaned up. But yeah, so we've got that going on. This is basically where we wanted to be, exactly where we wanted to be, needed to be for whenever the new heads get done, or maybe if I just go ahead and throw a new engine in there. I don't know. I mean, there's all sorts of possibilities now that we are this far into the truck. Could just completely remove that engine, like I said, and put a new one in there. I don't know. It may be something that I consider. I'll have to look at pricing and everything like that. But yeah, we are finally getting somewhere here on the truck, and yeah, we're in it, man. We are in it for the long run now, to get this thing back up and drivable. So yeah, that was a lot of work. Huge thanks to my dad, as always. I mean, you know, everything we do to the truck, it's always been me and him, because he knows more than I do. He's been around it. He's built engines, plenty of engines, and he knows what he's doing. So that's where I learn everything from. So always nice to be able to work with him, because I couldn't do that by myself. That's a lot of stuff to take off, and you know, he's got a good method of doing it. So that's where we're at. That's what we're doing. But I'm excited, you know, even after all this work, it's nice to do it, nice to get back into it, and just know that we're going to be making progress no matter what I decide to do. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video and enjoy this progress on the truck, and maybe learn something. Obviously, this is not a how-to video. I'm not telling anybody how to do things, how to tear an engine down. I will say I've used 1A Auto. They've got all the videos out there, extremely helpful when it comes to this process of tearing this thing down. And it's pretty crazy how much, like, the electronics and stuff really fill in the space, because these 350s, they're small engines. You know, they don't take up a lot of room, and there's a lot of space in the engine bay. But anyway, guys, as always, feel free to shoot me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Plenty more content coming to the truck, and a lot of exciting things going on, and a lot of exciting things to come. So stay tuned, follow the Instagram, follow the Snapchat, all that stuff down in the description, and we'll see you all in the next video.